I do these things because it gives me a deep sense of connection to something real. These mountains, they're real. The forest down there, it's real. Your iPhone isn't real. Social media isn't real. Those things are making you a shallow and boring person. I just arrived at the trailhead of a ridge hike I'll be doing today. I'll be spending the next 3 days up on the ridge, exploring, camping, and just enjoying my solitude up on the ridge. And I just got to the parking area and no one's here, it's just me. So, looks like I'll have this place to myself for the next few days. One of the only drawbacks about having a hiking trail all to yourself is that there's no one in front of you to break all the spider webs. The forecast for today, for this part of BC, is for 37 degrees Celsius. So this sunscreen is definitely necessary. Yeah, that's a decent amount of coverage. When this hike opens up out of the forest onto the ridge, the views are just spectacular. It's just incredible here. It's this beautiful, wide open ridge with views in every direction. I love this hike. It's so beautiful up here. I earned this. This is my reward right here. This amazing view, this amazing place, all to myself. This is a really hard hike. Here's my reward. I brought two. I always bring a couple beers with me. It's extra weight, unnecessary weight, but it's a nice reward at the end of the day. It's so nice to be here all alone. I've got this beautiful place all to myself. I'm very, very lucky. I'm a very lucky person. I try not to take my health, my physical strength for granted, because you never know. The human body is fragile. And these things can be lost in an instant. And I just feel so lucky and so privileged to be able to do these kinds of things. I feel like there are different levels of solitude. The kind that I seek the most is pure solitude. The kind that I can only get in the mountains, far, far away from other people. The kind of solitude that takes work to achieve, a lot of work. You know, it took me 7 hours to hike to this spot. 7 hours of a difficult hike to get away from people, to be alone with my own thoughts, and to be purely, fully alone. This is pure solitude. I'm trying too hard. I'm trying too hard. The time got away from me. It's 9:30 at night and it's still light outside. I didn't realize it was getting so late. I still have to set up my tent. The summer solstice is in 2 weeks, so these are really long days. No bears. I'm coming through, bears. But there's no bears in here, right? Okay. There's no bears to hear me saying there are no bears. Perfect. I'm in a spot right now where there are a lot of potential denning areas, and hibernation season ended pretty recently, so the bears are up and around. I want to make sure they can hear me when I'm walking through this part of the forest. It's close to a water source. Could be a place to have a surprise bear encounter. I don't want that. This is my water source here. There's a bunch of snow melting farther up the mountain, and it's soaking into the ground and then coming out of the ground right here as a natural spring. Moonrise over the mountains. Amazing. A full moon too. I wasn't expecting that. It just gets better and better. So much of human behavior can be traced back to its animal roots. I'm sure we've all seen those nature documentaries where you see a group of monkeys sitting around picking bugs out of each other's fur and eating the bugs. I feel like a lot of human conversation is the equivalent of monkeys sitting around picking bugs out of each other's fur, just passing the time. You know, they have nothing better to do in the moment, so this is how they pass the time. When I see a group of people sitting around talking, a lot of the time I think of these monkeys, because this is basically the human equivalent of monkeys eating bugs out of each other's fur. Just passing the time, just grooming each other, making each other feel heard and listened to, and maybe understood too. But a lot of it is just passing the time. After all, humans are just fancy monkeys. This kind of behavior does not interest me very much because I find it quite boring and very basic. And of course, good conversation can be had with an intelligent person, of course. Human beings are constantly seeking validation from other humans through conversation. We all want to be heard, understood, validated by other people. As a serious introvert, I tell myself that I don't need this kind of validation, but if I'm being honest with myself, that's not totally true. After all, I'm making these videos, and I'm talking to someone out there who's listening, maybe who has similar thoughts as me, and when I get a comment on one of these videos, a supportive comment, it feels good, validation. So there's really no escape from the seeking of approval from other people. It's just part of the human condition. And I think that I maybe seek a little bit less of that than other people because I'm such a serious introvert, but maybe not. Maybe I just seek it in other ways. When my partner is supportive of me, it feels very good. It feels good to be supportive of her as well. I mean, these close human connections are very important. I just feel like I only need a couple of close connections, and that's enough. I don't want a lot of small, simple, surface level connections. It doesn't feel good. It feels honestly like kind of a waste of time, because I'd rather be putting my effort and my energy into these kinds of things, coming to the mountains and hiking, camping, and exploring nature. To me, this is a much more meaningful way to live my life. My plan for the day is to climb that mountain right there and just explore the area. I've done this hike a bunch of times, and I know the area pretty well, but it never gets old. Exploring these beautiful mountain meadows, climbing the peaks, and just feeling free in the mountains. But first I have to hang my food. I brought a lot of food. I've got some perishables that need to stay out of the sun or they're going to go bad pretty quickly. So I'm going to hang my food on the north side of a tree so it's in the shade all day. I made it to the top of the mountain, and the views are amazing up here. I do these things because it gives me a deep sense of connection to something real. These mountains, they're real. The forest down there, it's real. Your iPhone isn't real. Social media isn't real. Those things are making you a shallow and boring person. The coast mountains have been around for 60 million years, and your iPhone is going to be obsolete in 5 years. And yet, I see so many people clutching their phones like a baby with a bottle. It's pathetic. I'm in a valley right now, and there's a lake right behind me, a small lake, where all the snow melt has collected and formed this beautiful little lake. It's very hot today, so I'm going to take a dip in there. I just saw a deer taking a drink out of the lake, and then it ran off into the forest. So, quite a nice little spot here. Ah. Very refreshing. It's definitely a lake that's filled with snow melt. Whew. It feels good on a hot day. I've done this hike at least half a dozen times, and I had no idea this little lake was here. That's what I love about these camping trips, is every time you come back, there's always something new to surprise you. This heat is really sapping my energy. There's not a lot of shade here up in the high alpine. Most of the trees are pretty stunted, so it's just full sun all day long up here on the ridge. It's really sucking the energy right out of me. Back at camp, time to eat. I brought some cooked meat with me that's been unrefrigerated for 2 days in this heat. Smells fine. Those beautiful blue lakes down there are formed by the snow melting from a big mountain just to the south of me. And all the snow melts off that mountain and drains down into a drainage right here in this valley and forms those two lakes. And those lakes are the main water source on this hike. Today was a perfect day. I didn't see a single person all day. That's 2 full days now, completely alone in the mountains. I had this beautiful, huge mountain landscape all to myself. I've noticed that as I get older, I'm appreciating these hikes more and more, and I'm actually getting quite emotional sometimes on some of these hikes because it's just so beautiful. It's so nice to be alone in these places, and I just find it so healing. And, a strong body doesn't last forever. And who knows how many more years I have left to be able to do these kinds of things. So I think the knowledge of this fact of, the limited length of time that a person can do these kinds of things is really making me appreciate them more as I get older. These quiet mountain mornings are so relaxing. It really is a shame to leave. I'm very fortunate that I can do these things. Thanks for watching.